I am BEKA. I'm an artist and a songwriter. I make pop music and I love it. I am absolutely fizzing. I feel like being in the presence of someone who actually embodies the word legend is phenomenal. But I also think he spoke so deeply and intricately and also in story about all these different things that feel so relevant to even just who I am as a woman and as a writer and my job. Never mind knowing how many people there were in Leeds who was kind of thirsty for his wisdom. And he kept saying, I don't want to give advice. And then everything that poured out of his mouth was like the most phenomenal advice you'd ever have. So yeah, it was transcendent. I think being with somebody who has come from a background that was so tumultuous, but had so much sweetness, as he'd describe it, and then has had hit after hit, built something, and then facilitated all these other greats. You know, he throws out David Bowie, but he was so important in the forming of David Bowie's sound. I think to sit with somebody who truly has had such a long career and hear them speak on it, it's wild. But also I think the influence he's had on what we understand as music is so much more than we could ever understand. So the moment I found out I'd be interviewing the Nile Rodgers came in the form of this wonderful message from a dear friend, Lizzie, who said, mate, next, enter. Just wondering, would you want to interview Nile Rodgers? ? And I honestly remember just like looking over to the side where my phone was next to my bed and just being like, yes, like, sorry, is this a real... And I think I just voice noted back like, do not, harass me. Do not send lies if this is a lie. It was wild. And then I think, until I was really preparing for this, I also didn't even understand the levels to which he's impacted my life. It's just gone from overexcited to overexcited, I think, to be quite honest. I think my history with understanding Nile Rodgers was so ineducated because I've now come to deep dive his life. And I'll often speak about other greats who really influenced me. And I think today I was sharing with some friends just before interviewing him that he has honestly influenced my music more than any other person. And I didn't know until I started researching his life and all that he's done. He's created sounds that we didn't have. I think also just the writing he did within Chic and then for Sister Sledge and then for Madonna. And it's like hit after hit after hit, but also those songs were things that really soundtrack some of the greatest, most formative moments of my life. As a family, we would have parties and I remember having like a dance. We used to have this like dance, me and these other two friends and my brother. We had this dance to Good Times and it would be like mum coming out of the kitchen, whacking it on. She knows that we're going to do it. We're going to get on the roof and just like start dancing. We had an upside down house. It wasn't an actual roof. We start dancing to Good Times and it's just wild to suddenly think, wow, those moments were really formative for me. And then just even bigger than that, I think from a sound perspective and how he writes and writing in this fictional way that's about making people feel like they want to be kinder and live better and be more full of joy. That's something that I'll take with me for the rest of my life. I mean, come on, we're talking about the North here. My grandma is from North Yorkshire and she is a phenomenal, formidable woman. Formidable, not forbiddable. My grandma is a phenomenal, formidable woman. And she's eldest daughter of 9 kids. So the Yorkshire fam are huge. We're also all tea addicts. Property, like not joking around kind of tea. So I think, being back here and listening to the team as they've been being beautiful and just like helping us today just feels like home. I had some beautiful shows in Leeds and one of my dearest friends lives here. I just love being back up north. I live in London now from Nottingham, but coming back, it's like coming back to one of the motherlands. Yeah, just a bit less dramatic.